We have a very special guest joining us. His name is Davis Bryant. Look at this guy. He is currently the king of the Rocky Mountain Region State Opens. He just finished winning the Colorado Open. Big old six-figure check walking away with. And then he's also won the Wyoming Open, former CSU Ram. Welcome to the show, Davis, and we appreciate you joining us, man.
Thank you so much for having me. Looking forward to talking about the last couple months and recapping a great victory. So thank you much.
Yeah, you're on a heater, man. So we got to ask you the important questions first. Does making birdies ever get boring? Because you've made a million in the last couple of weeks. And I mean, at these state opens, it's not like a tournament you would see on a ton of TVs or PGA Tour where it's like 8, 9, 10 under. I mean, you got to shoot 64, 63 almost every single day to keep yourself in it. So does making birdies get old? Do you ever get bored of it? Because I don't make enough and I wish I made more.
No, I love making birdies. Unfortunately, I've been able to make quite a few the last month or so. So, yeah, the game's in a great spot, and just super happy with how I'm playing and how I'm preparing, and we'll just keep the ride going. So.
We love it, man. So obviously coming down the stretch of the Colorado Open, you're battling it out with Jim Knaus, who is a little bit of like a Colorado golf legend, PGA Tour player, very well known within the state of Colorado. So how nervous were you, playing against a guy that was just on the PGA Tour in recent years? And how much confidence did it give you, first of all, winning the Wyoming Open, and then after that, after you closed it out and won the Colorado Open, how much confidence is that giving you going forward? Like, I can play with these dudes out on tour.
Well, I had the opportunity to play with Jim the first two rounds of the Colorado Open, so I think that helped me kind of feel a little more comfortable on Sunday. And obviously he was playing really good after his Saturday 61. So the fact that he vaulted up into a tie for second place through three rounds, and then Jim's an awesome dude. I met him last fall at Q School. We played a practice round together, and we just kind of had a Colorado group. So I wish Jim nothing but the best. I know he's kind of going through a career change the last few months. Now working for Ping down in Arizona, and kind of stepping away from full-time golf. But you touched on it. That confidence to be able to play against someone and beat that person who has a lot more experience than I do is huge. He's played in 44 PGA Tour events, I'm pretty sure, and he knows what to do and how to do it, and how to play really good golf to get to the top of the game. And to come out on top against someone like that just gives me a lot of confidence last weekend. But also, the Wyoming Open, it was a birdie fest. It was a course that you could be very aggressive with, and I was able to do that for three rounds and put together some pretty special shots and kind of convert some really great birdies, which was really fun. And I feel like sometimes playing some of those easier golf courses really gets you in a different frame of mind than playing hard golf course after hard golf course. Because this game is different. We play different places, and to be able to make a lot of birdies when you need to keep the pedal down really served me well this weekend. So I'm glad that Wyoming happened first, and then the Colorado Open, and so to get that first one done, and then to play well in Iowa the week after Wyoming, and I think I was 3 shots out of a playoff in Iowa. And then to obviously keep the wave going and riding the high at home at my home course was incredible.
Yeah, so ironically, Mitchell's played in the Wyoming Open, and he won. He won a beer pong tournament Saturday night before, and got so lit up that he played like shit on Sunday. But he has played in the Wyoming Open, so he can speak to not what it's like to win it, but he did win a beer pong tournament in some random ass bar up there.
I love it. I love it. It was my first time in Cheyenne, first time at that golf course, and I told the head pro, I said I'd be more than happy to come back. So if I need that event next year, I will definitely be back. But hopefully on to bigger and better things for the next few years. So
absolutely.
Well, yeah, you made Yeah, exactly. Well, I would assume you were happy to come back to the Wyoming Open. You made 18 birdies and 2 eagles in 3 rounds up there. So you're like, if you just want to make that check out, put my name on it before I even show up, you just take a $10,000 payout every year you sign up there. Then I think I wouldn't have a problem heading back there either. It did not go quite that way for me, but I know that airport is a treat of a golf course. It is about as quirky as it gets. It's very gettable, as you showed, but it is not like there's a few holes that you can definitely make bogey on if you're not paying attention, if you're not on top of your game. So very impressive that you went out there at the Wyoming Open and did what you did as well.
Yeah, there's some holes in that front nine where you can certainly be aggressive and make a birdie, make a pretty easy birdie. You can hit on the green or hit it just short of the green and have a pretty easy chip. But if you hit it, 20 yards this way or 20 yards that way, you can make a bogey or a double pretty easily. So, fortunately, I was able to kind of get off to a good start in the tournament and play really good those first 2 days. And, felt pretty comfortable. I mean, I felt pretty comfortable that third day, and I felt really comfortable, more comfortable than I expected, I guess I should say, those last 2 days at the Colorado Open. I think being on my home course certainly helped, but I think also, having the opportunity to get my first victory and know what that felt like and finish the deal, and kind of just have been through that 2 weeks prior certainly paid off.
So you were wearing a Pasatiempo polo the last round at the Colorado Open. Does that have any significance to you? And when does that get replaced with a bunch of sponsor logos? How quickly is that about to happen?
Pasatiempo, we played the Western Intercollegiate in college. It's a tournament that's on Golf Channel. It's usually it starts right after the Masters, so it starts on Monday after the Masters, and it's a 3-day event. They've got TV crews out there, and super really, it's a really hard golf course. It was I played really well there, and I played really poorly there, so I've kind of got some good memories and some bad memories. But yeah, we played there my last year, and I think I finished tied for 6th place during my 5th year, and just one of my favorite tournaments of college and one of my favorite shirts to wear. So I figured I'd bring it out. And I'm playing really good and want to capitalize on a great opportunity of potential people that want to get involved and want to help me, and whether that's financially or sponsorship. So certainly something I'm looking into, and would love to kind of capitalize on this time right now, because I'm playing really well, and would love to get involved with companies that I have similar values with, and so we'll see what that looks like here in the next couple months.
Get this man a sponsorship. I do have a quick follow-up to that, because we've talked on this pod about it, and obviously you're a different level of golfer than most of our listeners, or just 99% of the population in general. But we've talked about, okay, it's like a chicken or an egg question, but do you like a course because you play well there, or do you play well at a course so that makes you like it? Like we've kind of gone back and forth on like, okay, I like this course because I play well there. And then I've had courses that maybe are great, but I play like shit there, relatively speaking, and then I don't like the course. So what's your thought on that scenario?
I usually, if I play well at a golf course, I usually like it. There's very few golf courses where I play poorly and I appreciate it, or I find that it's I would love to go back. There's a course called Merido in Texas. It's in Dallas. It's really difficult. It's really challenging. I played a couple tournaments there during college, in summer AM golf, and that was probably one of the few places where I really enjoyed playing, because it was so challenging and it was difficult, and I knew that it would make me better. I know I still play like garbage and didn't play worth a crap, but at the same time, I think as I've gotten older, the course is the course. You're playing the course, whether you're not playing the field at all. You're trying to beat the course, and in relation to par, in relation to how everyone else plays it, that's how you're going to stack up against your competitors. So there's courses where I go to and I'm like, this doesn't quite suit my eye. There's maybe some left to right holes, or it might be longer than some others. But um, as I've gotten older and gotten better and more, I guess, more skilled and more talented, I try and go to a course with no expectation and just say, you know what, everyone's playing the same place, and just try and go conquer the place, and see where that puts you.
Absolutely, man. And you mentioned that Green Valley is your home course. Your dad is the general manager out there. He was on your bag. So what kind of advantage do you think that gave you playing there with your dad on the bag? And then also, we've been in the golf industry. We know what it's like. So how hard was it for him to take off those 4 days to be on your bag? Because during the biggest week, of the year for Green Valley Ranch, I mean, as a golf pro, we know that you got to be there for those big events. You want to be on top of everything, and so for him to take off and be on your bag, how much was he struggling with that?
Well, I played 3 times as an amateur, and so this was my first time as a pro. He caddied the other 3 years as well. So, fortunately, he has a great staff who help him out and kind of take some stress off of his week. But yeah, between their staff and the Colorado Open staff, it's a full team effort. I mean, I've seen it firsthand from 6 years old until now, that how much time and effort and people it takes to put on such a prestigious tournament, for people that are trying to play golf for a living and make it to the next level. So I think it was just a big comfort thing. We have a great relationship. He's really been my only coach I've had in the game. I've taken some lessons here and there, but we just really understand each other, and he understands my game. I don't think anyone's watched more of my golf than he has, and certainly he doesn't know my game as well as I do now, but he knows how I think, and he knows what to say at the right time. And he said something funny on hole 9 on the final day. I just hit a good wedge shot to about 3 or 4 feet, and it was an important putt. I was kind of struggling a little bit. I was kind of just not feeling exactly up to par, if you will. And I'm about ready to hit my birdie putt, and he's like, "Are you hungry? Do you need something to eat?" And I was like, "I'm hungry, but this is not the right time to ask this question." So I told him, "No, I'm good. I'll grab some peanuts here in a minute." But I rolled my birdie putt in and had some food on the walk over to 10. But just things like that. We kept it really light. We kept it really loose, and we were talking about random stuff. I was talking to him about what he's got going on this week at work, and the course is kind of transitioning into a new ownership group. So I was asking him questions about some of that stuff, and just a lot of exciting times for him and his staff to be able to put on such a great tournament once again, but also walking up that 18th hole to see the golf shop staff, the maintenance crew, just a bunch of people that I see on a daily basis while I'm out there practicing and trying to work on my game. To see them watch me walk up the 18th hole and have a chance to win the tournament is something I'll never forget.
Yeah, I can't imagine how proud he is being on your bag, walking up there with you as at the course he works at and like devotes his life to and puts all his effort into, and then seeing his son win not only a 6-figure check, but the just importance of the entire event to him. I can only imagine what that felt like for him and what that felt like for you. So yeah, as Mitchell said, we used to work at a golf course. We grew up and started picking balls when we were 12 years old, and then ended up, believe it or not, I was the director of golf and he was the head professional in from 2020 to basically 2022. And I thought of this morning because I was making a burrito for myself. In one tournament, we had our cook ended up having some nightly issues and didn't make it in for a tournament that we were running. So I was up cooking burritos in our golf course kitchen, and I could only make 50 or 60, and it was a 100-player tournament. They were pissed. I was like, "Hey, my cook's in jail. I don't know what else you want me to do." But it's just things like that people don't understand. So my question to you is, when did you know you wanted to play? Growing up with your dad being in the golf business, when did you know you wanted to play and not cook burritos when your chef gets a DUI potentially on a Saturday night.
Yeah, well, that would actually be a brand new story that he probably hasn't had to deal with. He's got millions other stories of different things he's had to handle and the different hats he has to wear. So um, I think I really started to see success about age 10 or 11. We did a lot of par 3 tournaments, 10 and under. I moved to a different tee box at age 11 and 14. So the big jump was basically 11 and 14 to play longer courses and stuff. I remember the summer going, I believe it was going into my sophomore year or maybe after my sophomore year. I qualified for the U.S. Junior Am, the Junior America's Cup, and a couple other bigger tournaments. And I played really, really well. And I was 15, I believe. Yeah, I was 15 years old, which is crazy to think that that's 9 years ago. But I really just I realized my potential. I realized how much I enjoy to get better and to practice and to see that my practice had paid off and I felt more comfortable on the golf course and I was hitting better shots and I was playing. My scores were getting very consistent. And so that the goal kind of from there was, okay, where can I play in college? Where can I get better? Where can I play and make an impact on the team and play in almost every tournament, if not every tournament. So, I went through the recruiting process and played every tournament at Colorado State, and it was a great experience. And then I think the success in college, I only won one time, which is better than zero, but I wish I would have gotten the job done a couple more times. But I really kind of was just on a positive trend of having my highest score not be 79 or 80, but having my highest score be 75 or 76, and then really starting to put some great scores together in the 60s consistently, and kind of seeing that and talking to my coaches and having a lot of mentors, evaluating what I want to do, and how does pro golf work? What do I need to do to get better? What things in my game do I need to get better at to excel? Because it's different. I mean, the amount of travel, you're on your own, you're booking your own stuff, you're having to try and make a check to support you for the next couple of weeks or the next couple of months, and hopefully you have people helping you. But the idea of this whole thing is to try and
Might have lost his audio there. We'll try to get
keep on
Davis.
an upward.
There he is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we lost you for a second there, froze,
Okay.
but you're back.
Sorry. So yeah, I think that's kind of just the gist of it, and I would say kind of early teenage years and seeing some success in kind of the middle of high school, really paid off, and kind of I still remember it like it was yesterday, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. I mean, to realize your dream now of winning the Colorado Open. I have one more question about that, and then we'll touch a little bit on your college career, because the iconic photo of your win was you carrying the check out in the parking lot and having the trophy with you. I saw that all over Twitter, and what a sick photo. I hope you get that framed somewhere, because that was probably one of the best feelings. But do you have any plans for that $100,000 check? Are you just funding more mini tour events, funding Q school, things like that? Or did you get the guacamole on your burrito bowl that night at Chipotle? Like you feel like you got some spending cash after that?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of view I view the 6-figure check as, what can I do to make my career last longer? What can I do to get better now? Are there other tools and resources that I can invest in to make myself better and help me, get to the next level? So I think this certainly provides some stability, and I can maybe push my career an extra year or two. But also, what can I do right now to capitalize on what I'm doing, and what what's out there that I can get, utilize and financially be able to spend on now to get better. So the picture, my sister took that photo, and my sister Emma, who's been a great supporter of mine, and we have a great relationship. She took that photo, kind of just like out of habit. We were walking out to the parking lot, and the check was like kind of falling out of my hands because it's kind of heavy, and had taken so many pictures, which is a great problem to have. And yeah, the Xfinity truck in the background there. Um, maybe they're interested in some type of sponsorship. Who knows? But pretty cool photo, and something kind of just in the spur of the moment she decided to take, and it turned out really good.
Yeah. So talking about going into college and your high school career moving into college, you won the 5A state championship your senior year. We're old now compared to you for sure, but we were getting boat raced by Wyndham Clark in high school. That was how our high school lives went. But so you won the 5A state championship and then decided to go to CSU. Was that like your top choice all along? Was it like you probably were already locked in by the time your senior year rolled around and you won that state championship? But were there some other schools you were considering? And what was it like to go to CSU? I know we've got here at DNVR, we've got Justin, who covers the Rams and loves Fort Collins, loves the school, and a pretty good golf team overall. I mean, you got like the Martin Laird came from there, other players. But what was it like to go to CSU, and what shaped your decision to go there?
Yeah, I was recruited from various schools. If I would have waited a little bit longer, I might have had some other opportunities. I felt very comfortable with Coach Newton at the time. He was my coach for my first 4 years, and he had been there I think since 2012. So he had kind of shaped the program in the right direction. And unfortunately I knew Jake Staiano and AJ Ott, who were also on the team at the time when I started, and I think that was just a comfort thing of knowing a couple of guys on the team, knowing Fort Collins a little bit, being comfortable with the coach, and wanting to be close to home. Family is a very important aspect of my life, and I wanted to be able to see them some. I did not see them as much as I thought I would, just with everything we have going on. But yeah, Fort Collins and CSU was awesome. The resources we had, and I think the biggest thing, which is great about college golf, is the resources, or the resource you have is your teammates. You have 8 to 10 other players on the team that are all working towards the same goal. They're trying to get to the next level. At least you hope they're trying to get to the next level, and they're all pushing you to get better. You're trying to play in every tournament. You're trying to get in the lineup, and Fort Collins was incredible. So, I had Coach Wilson for my 5th year, but Coach Newton and Coach Wilson are both instrumental in the development of the program in general, and now Coach Wilson has transitioned into, he's going to Cal, where he played college golf. He won a national championship there. So wish Coach Wilson nothing but the best, and hopefully they find someone really good in the next couple weeks. But the trajectory is great. We've got, I think, 4 guys, 4 freshmen and 1 transfer coming in this fall. So a lot of new blood, a lot of new motivated, driven young men that want to make the program better than it is now. And I'm certainly excited to see what those guys can do this year.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it is a very good program, and a lot of professional players have come out of there. I played with Zakai Brown quite a bit a few years ago, and that dude just absolutely mashes the ball. College bio listed you as 122 pounds. Is that correct? Or because that's like the weight of my left leg. I, I I think that you probably are a little bit higher than that. So I was like, 122 pounds. That's wild.
My freshman year, I think that's what it is. Yeah, I'm about 140 or maybe 145. With all the tournaments I've been playing, it's been hard to keep some weight on. So I need to keep eating. I need to get back in the gym. But yeah, I've always been a smaller guy. I was born 14 weeks premature, so kind of from the beginning of my life. A, I'm fortunate to be here, and B, I've always kind of had to play kind of with a chip on my shoulder, and been a lot of, had to play the game differently than other players might have, have the opportunity to play the game. So I think, it's really cool to be able to see, young kids, and there were some kids out there last weekend that are kind of smaller kids, and I got to talk with some of them, and I just hope that my impact with a kid, or with the First Tee program, which I've been able to give back quite a bit of time to, leaves a kid with a motivating feeling to find what they're passionate about, and if they can do something that they didn't think they could do, and they see me have the opportunity to do it, that that could really be beneficial to them. So a lot of great supporters, a lot of great mentors I've had, a lot of great programs I've been a part of. The First Tee and Green Valley Ranch, being one of them, and just the amount of people we were able to meet in this great game is incredible. So that this victory is certainly something that my family and I are very, very proud about and very happy. But there's a lot of people that have been instrumental in the development of me as a player and a person, and I owe a lot of credit to those people that I'm still trying to get back to on my phone today. So it's been a fun couple days.
Yeah, I can imagine. So speaking of your, you talked about your college career at CSU. You said you only won once. God, I can't just once, man. What a lame career. But you're kind of in the opposite direction of a lot of guys that you hear about more on TV and stuff. Like, they kill it in college, or they're really good, and then they get to the pro level, and they kind of fizzle out. And you have actually had almost the opposite trajectory, where yes, you were very good in college, but now your game seems to be taking off, that you're a professional. What do you think is the key to that? And obviously this is better for your future than being great in college and then having all these expectations, and not that you didn't, but getting to the pros, and now you're like, okay, now I've turned pro, and I'm winning the Wyoming Open, I'm winning the Colorado Open. Like that, what does that feel like to have your trajectory going upward even after you finish college?
It feels awesome. I talked to, when I was kind of wrapping up my amateur career and turning pro, and kind of figuring out where to start and what to play in, and how to go about the whole process. I just talked to some really close mentors and coaches that I trust, and a lot of them just said, look, you were successful at this level, you were successful at the junior level, you just need to keep continuing to get a little bit better, and don't change what you're doing just because now you're playing for some money. And so that was some of the best advice I got, because what wasn't, what had already been successful, and what got me here and got me to have some success at all the levels. Try and refine and try and slowly find little ways to get better. But don't start changing equipment. Don't start changing a bunch of coaching. Find resources that you think are going to make yourself better, but don't try and reinvent the wheel. So that was some of the best advice I got, and I feel like I've started to just learn how to better prepare for tournaments, how to better feel comfortable, trying to play for $100,000, or try and make $20,000 or $25,000 at other tournaments. So I feel like the comfort's kind of taken a little bit of time. I started off a little bit slower. I was making cuts, but I wasn't quite seeing a whole lot of success. And now I feel like I've started to kind of figure out. I've certainly played a lot better, which is great. But I think the whole process of preparing and getting ready for tournaments has been a huge factor in kind of the trajectory of what's happened the last couple of months.
Yeah, that is great advice, because a lot of people, like you said, they turn pro and then they think they have to do everything different. And in reality, just sticking with what got you there and refining some of your skills is going to be what keeps you there and what keeps you on the trajectory you're on. So this has been awesome, Davis. We appreciate it. Tell us what you're playing in next. Are you planning on playing in the Rocky Mountain Open here in a few weeks? Because that would kind of be the trifecta: Colorado Open, Wyoming Open, Rocky Mountain Open. So is that on the schedule?
Yes, yeah, I'll be playing in the Rocky Mountain Open end of August. I've got a Dakotas Tour event up in North Dakota in a couple weeks, and then I'm headed to a Corn Ferry Tour Monday qualifier this weekend. So it'd be great to go compete with those guys and see what my first event out there might look like, and keep the great golf going. So thank you guys for having me on. This has been great. I really big fan of Colorado golf and your ties to CSU and just the overall impact that the CSU can have and Colorado golf in general. So I appreciate it very much, and we'll certainly be following your guys' show in the future.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, we always have said we bang the table that Colorado golf doesn't get enough love because we don't have enough big PGA Tour events. Hopefully that changes a little bit this year with the BMW, which we're still waiting on our credentials on. I'm not. We've had a few issues here in the past, so we're waiting on our credentials. But congratulations to you, man. Wyoming Open, Colorado Open, now headed to the Rocky Mountain Open. I bet everybody's like, oh, I guess we're just playing for second place because Davis is in here. Follow this man on Twitter at DMBryant2000. That also makes me feel old as shit because you were probably born in 2000, right?
I was born a week into 2000.
Jesus
yes,
God. Okay. We got to end this. No, I'm just kidding. But appreciate it, man. Thanks so much for taking the time. Everybody go follow this man on Twitter, Instagram, any sponsors out there. We got to hook you up with, have you talked to the Pins and Aces guys at all?
I have. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I have.
Cool.
Nicholas is great. We chat a little bit. I got some of their stuff. So great company to get involved with. He's great. So
love that. We're big fans of Pins and Aces. They're a partner of the podcast as well. So follow this man, get this man a sponsorship. Good luck going forward, and hopefully we have you on. If you win the Rocky Mountain Open, we're having you on again. No questions asked.
I will be glad to join the show again. Let's make that happen.
Sounds good. Thanks, Davis. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
You too.
We all silly like the mayor.